Now, if you're aged between 3 and 6, you'll probably have heard of Bino and Fino. They're a cartoon brother and sister who live in sub-Saharan Africa with their parents and a friend, Zena, the magic butterfly. Well, the siblings have a massive global following, mainly because their adventures reveal aspects of African history and culture that traditional cartoons have overlooked. Bino and Fino are the creation of the Nigerian animator Adamu Waziri, who joins me in the studio. But first, let's see the pair in action as their mother cooks up a special soup.
Bino? Bino and Fino. Mama's special soup. Mama is cooking lunch. It smells delicious. And here come the children.
What are you cooking, Mama? It smells really great.
But Mama isn't at all happy with the children. Bino, Fino, what did I tell you about running in the house?
We are sorry, Mama. We just wanted to see what you're cooking.
All right, my home.
I won't tell you what the special ingredient was in the soup, but I'd read somewhere that this is the most popular of the stories. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. I think because of the cooking aspect, I think, and that special ingredient you mentioned, which I'll leave secret for now.
Yeah, we were not going to say what it is, but
exactly.
I mean, what's so striking about the series is the animation, because you've got the traditional cartoon approach, and at the same time you've got real objects. We actually saw that pot on the stove, and when the meal is finally served, it's actual food. Yeah,
I think that came from, let's say, we had to invent it. It's just a way of animating faster and making it more nice for the children to watch. Yeah.
Was it the first idea that you hit on, or did it arise after several experiments?
Several experiments. Several experiments, yeah, definitely.
I mean, but where did you get the idea for it? Because it's been so successful and it's so simple.
Yeah, like you said, it's not really rocket science. I think the idea just came from the fact that when I was working in Nigeria, when I went back, we had most of the cartoons children were watching were from abroad. So we didn't have any cartoons based in Nigeria or in Africa, or had any like black African children or anything like that, and especially educational ones. So if you don't hit the young minds when they're young, you have a bad foundation going up ahead. So I just felt that we were missing a lot and missing a big opportunity, and it made sense just like have our own version of something like, say, Sesame Street, but from this region of the world going out. So that was the idea, and when you're actually living there, it's more obvious. It's just like, hang on a minute, everything is coming in, there's nothing from here going out. So,
but it's interesting as well, because it's not just designed for African and Caribbean children.
Yeah, exactly.
It also has a following amongst children who don't come from these cultures as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to keep it simple, just make it a nice, decent cartoon that's very educational, just happens to be set in, like, Africa somewhere. Yeah.
But you've pulled off an astonishing trick, because, OK, the parents are into it because they're watching it with their children, but then you've got 22-year-olds and 25-year-olds who are also watching this as well.
Definitely.
And they're not embarrassed to admit it.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's the great thing about it, because we're all learning from it, because by its nature, we can now do different topics which most people don't hear about, you know, exposing them to different parts of African culture they've never seen before. So even adults learn from the show as well. So that's a great thing about it. Yeah.
Why do you think there was a reluctance of big animating companies to actually cater to this market? Because when you said that they were getting foreign imports, I can imagine it's Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, whatever. Yeah. But somehow they never imagined that maybe, just maybe, an audience wants something that's a bit more reflective of their experience.
I think, well, from my point of view, I think it's just the African market is an interesting one. It's up and coming. It's new. And I think most global companies just think, yeah, just give them what we have already, which is cool. But now we have a growing class who just want to see themselves in the media that they watch, and people want to now produce that for them. So they might miss the whole idea. They think, okay, we're just fine with what we're getting in, but actually we're not. You know, it's good to have a good mix. That's the problem. There's not a good mix at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Now, you often find that with a cartoon series, a film is the usual product that comes out of it, along with books, etc. But could you see these characters being developed into a movie?
Most definitely. But I think the more it's more the TV and the other other products around it, but mainly books, because it's educational. So I want to keep that educational vibe going, basically.
Are you worried that it might lose that if it goes into a full-blown film?
It depends, yeah, I think so. I think so. I want to keep it, you know, I want to keep it that all-encompassing educational vibe going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adama Waziri, we have to leave it there, but thank you
problem.
so much for joining me in the studio and sharing with us the story of Bino and Fino. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching This Day live on Arise News. Stay with us for updates of the rest of the day's top stories.